They accused me of stealing a patient's $40,000 bracelet 8 years ago, and I just got the apology on live television. I was the best ICU nurse at St. Mary's Hospital until room 447. Mrs. Patricia Henshaw, 78 years old, diamond bracelet worth $40,000. Her family made sure everyone knew the exact value. The day shift started normally. I checked her vitals at 6 a.m., adjusted her IV, made small talk about her grandchildren. The bracelet was on her wrist. I specifically remember because it kept catching on the bedsheet when I moved her arm. At 2 p.m., her daughter came for visiting hours. Started screaming before she even made it through the door. Where's my mother's bracelet? I checked Mrs. Henshaw's wrist. Gone. I looked under the bed, in the sheets, the bathroom. Nothing. The daughter was already on the phone with security. She was the only one in here. Check her pockets. Check her car. I tried to explain that I'd been in and out of 12 different rooms that shift. Any number of people could have entered, but hospital security escorted me to a private room anyway. They searched my bag, my locker, even made me take off my shoes. Nothing, obviously. The family filed a police report. Named me specifically. My supervisor put me on administrative leave pending investigation. I thought it would blow over in a week. It didn't. The story hit the local news. Nurse under investigation for theft. They used my hospital ID photo, the one where I looked exhausted from a double shift. People I'd worked with for 6 years stopped making eye contact. My best friend Sarah texted me. I'm sure there's an explanation, like she was trying to convince herself. Even my own mother asked if I was in financial trouble. Mom, I didn't take it. I know, honey. Why else would they suspect you? Because I was there. That's the only reason. I was there and poor, and the family needed someone to blame. The hospital fired me after 3 weeks. Creating a hostile work environment was the official reason. What they meant was the Henshaw family threatened to sue if they kept me employed. I couldn't get another nursing job. Every interview ended the same way. They'd look at my resume, seem impressed, then Google my name. The conversation would shift. We'll be in touch. They never were. I worked retail for 8 years, folding clothes at Target, scanning groceries at Kroger. I'd spent 4 years getting my nursing degree and passed my boards on the first try. It didn't matter. Last Tuesday, I was stocking shelves when my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Is this Jennifer Costa? Yes. This is Marcus Webb from St. Mary's Hospital Administration. We need you to come to the hospital immediately. My stomach dropped. Why? There's been a development. Can you be here in an hour? I drove there in my Target uniform. They led me to a conference room. The hospital CEO was there, the head of security, a lawyer, and Sarah, my former best friend, looking like she wanted to disappear into her chair. The CEO pushed a laptop toward me. Construction workers found this in the wall during renovations of the 4th floor. Security footage dated 8 years ago. Room 447. Timestamp 11:37 a.m. The video showed Sarah walking into Mrs. Henshaw's room. Mrs. Henshaw was asleep. Sarah looked at the door, then reached over and unclasped the bracelet, slipped it into her scrub pocket. The whole thing took 11 seconds. I watched Sarah on the screen check the door one more time before leaving. Then I looked at actual Sarah sitting 3 feet away. Her face was gray. The bracelet fell through a gap in the wall when she tried to hide it in the ceiling tiles. The CEO said quietly, "We found it this morning along with the archived security footage." Sarah started crying. Not the kind of crying people do when they're sorry. The kind they do when they're caught. I needed money. My student loans. I was going to pawn it, and her voice broke. When everyone thought it was you, I couldn't say anything. It had already gone too far. The hospital lawyer slid a document across the table. We're prepared to offer you a settlement for wrongful termination, plus a formal public apology and your nursing position back with 8 years of back pay. Sarah was arrested that afternoon. The hospital held a press conference. They showed the footage on the evening news. My phone didn't stop ringing for 3 days. My mother called sobbing. "I'm so sorry I doubted you." Former coworkers sent messages. "We always knew you were innocent." Liars, all of them. St. Mary's offered me the head nursing position with a $95,000 salary. I turned it down and took a job at Children's Hospital across town instead. Sarah got 18 months and has to pay restitution to the Henshaw family. $40,000 plus interest. Turns out the bracelet was only worth $14,000. The family had inflated the value for insurance purposes.